What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Pokemon Legends Arceus. In the last episode, we finally caught Fione and Manaphy, some of the last legendaries in the game. We are so close to that 240 number, just 4 to go, and we're going to be taking care of one of those today, although in pretty great abundance. So, we're going to be doing the Unown guide today, and I'm going to be going after each one at a time. I'm going to be going after these in a little bit of a weird order, not in the alphabetical order or anything. We're going to be going after these by location so that it can be as quick and concise as possible, because the Unown letters are kind of scattered all over the place across the region. Now, there's 3 here in Jubilife Village, and I'm going to have to kind of remember what number is each letter, if that makes sense. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And this one says, I believe, a village. I honestly can't read those. Is it Gateway? Village Gateway. There we go. Okay, yeah. So the hints themselves, I don't really like them very much. They're not super great. I usually just use a guide for this entire thing. But if you look up right there at the top of the village sign, you throw a Pokeball at it, and there is your first Unown. That is the first one we were going to be catching, which is H. Unown. Done. Okay, so for the next one, this one says the left eye atop the village. And if you look at the very top up here, you will notice that we have a Magikarp with an Unown sitting on top of its left eye. Now, I think for this one, and that's not going to go far enough, I think for this one, I'm going to use a Jet Ball just so I can reach it. So let's do that. That was not a good throw. Let's try it again. There we go. And there is the next one done. There's one more here in the village, and I do believe it is the last one on the list, which is the question mark. And this one says, where things hang to dry at living quarters. Remember where our living quarters are? Right here. Well, we're going to be looking for some sort of a clothesline. If you go around the back, you will see right there is our last Unown in the area. Grab that, and that's all of the Unown in Jubilife Village done. Let's head out to the Obsidian Fieldlands next. Now, our next hint says we need to look for a lone tree on a pond in the Grove. Now, if you remember correctly, there is an area known in the Obsidian Fieldlands as the Grueling Grove. And there is a pond in the very back right next to, well, I guess right in the, just in the far end of the grove. And over there is a tree. And in that tree is where we are going to find this. Now, let's try to get around to you. Thank you very much. And if we hop up here, you will see, if we get off really quickly, right there is our little E. So let's grab that. And that is another one added. Now, for our next one, if we take a look once again, it says atop a waterfall of obsidian. There's a lot of waterfalls in the game, but this one obviously specifically makes mentions of the Obsidian Fieldlands. So we're going to want to climb our way on up to it. There is an Alpha Blissey up here. I actually never knew that could even spawn there. That's really interesting. I might have to take that out on the way down just for a little bit of an experience boost. But what we're going to want to do is climb all the way to the top of the falls. Just keep going. Oh, the climbing on surfaces like these is not fun. And once we get all the way to the top, you see it right there, kind of sitting on the rocks. All we do is take a Pokeball and throw it, and there we go. That is G. All right, so for the letter S, this one says where stick and log dam the river. And you need to just head over here to the dam right next to where all of the Bidoof and the Bibarel are at. Now, if we go around the edge, you can actually kind of notice it just sticking out there like a sore thumb. Right about there. There is our S. So let's catch that one with the right menu. And there we go. We got one more left here in the Obsidian Fieldlands, so let's get that last. Now this one, for I, says the lake island where emotion resides, because this is where we actually caught one of the lake trio. We're going to want to head straight on over towards Lake Verity, over this way. Now this is actually one of the simplest Unown to find, because it's just sitting there. I mean, there's a lot of them that are really easy if you know where to look, and this one is certainly no exception, but we're going to head on over there. This one just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. We go all the way to the back side of the cave here as we kind of head down. And boom, it's just sitting right there. Look at it, just hanging out. What's up, I? And with that, everyone in the Obsidian Fieldlands is done. Off to the Crimson Mirelands next. And to save myself the embarrassment before I move on to any of the locations, yes, I'm doing this before I go to the Crimson Mirelands, even though I am recording this part well after the fact. This one says scale the Grand Tree. I did miss one letter here. My bad. That was dumb. Okay, we need to actually head on in to the Grand Tree Arena. We're going to want to climb up a little bit, and as soon as you get up to this first branch, you will be able to see it. There it is. X. And get off of this thing. And let's just catch this guy, and now we can head to the Crimson Mirelands. Okay, the first one we're going to be going after here in the Crimson Mirelands is the letter D. And this one, if we look at the hint here, it says, among the stumps and campfire ashes and fields of gold. So you remember that abandoned campsite where we encountered the 3 thieves when we first made it here to the Crimson Mirelands? Well, D is just kind of sitting there among those, and it's really obvious. You won't see it the first time because it hasn't spawned yet, but once you get it to spawn, it's just right there. Super, super simple one to get. Our next one is the letter K. Now, if we take a look at that hint, it says, where stones pile high among fog-bound ruins. Right there. This is the one. Now, you remember correctly, this is the Shrouded Ruins right here, which makes sense for what we're talking about. And I did not mean to turn into Braviary there, but oh well. So the tricky part is actually knowing which pile of stones they're actually talking about. And I'll give you a hint, it's none of these. It's none of the ones over by a Lickalicky. You instead want to go directly next to the Shrouded Ruins. You see the 2 here? It's not that one. It's the odd one out over here. Drop down, and there is your letter K. Now we're going to be heading after the letter A, which, if we can take a look at that one really quickly, it says, within the settlement where time rules. If you remember what settlement likes time, that would be the Diamond Settlement, which is, well, honestly not that far from here. So let's head on over that way. And this one, if I remember correctly, is kind of hanging off of the roof of one of the huts. And it might be this first one we're going to, actually. Possibly, but I could be wrong. It's on one of the huts somewhere. But we're just going to have to kind of move around and see if we can find it. Is that it? That's it on top. It looked really big from a certain angle, but there it is. And that is letter A. All right, we only have 2 left to get here in the Crimson Mirelands. So for our next hint, and this one is for V, it says, a withered tree in the sprawling red swamp. So we're back to the Scarlet Bog once again. We're just looking for a single tree that happens to have a little unknown on top of it. If I remember correctly, it is one of the ones in this lake, and in fact, there it is. I did actually pick the perfect spot to stick my marker, throw a Pokeball at it, and there you go. All right, 1 to go. Now, for this last one, if I can actually get my bearings straight here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to check on its M, a tree felled on sludge. Remember the sludge mound where we fought, where we encountered Ursaluna? Well, if you look over at one of the stumps, you will find the letter M, if I could actually hit it. Thank you. All right, and that is it for the Crimson Mirelands. Off to the Cobalt Coastlands. Now, to start this one, you're going to want to go to the Coastlands camp and not the beachside camp because there's not really any of the unknowns over by that. But the first one we're going to be going after is actually the letter Z. And this hint says a time-worn ship on a sandy shore, which is a pretty dead giveaway of where we're supposed to go. Yes, it's the Deadwoods Haunt. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's on this boat, not the other one that's turned over. Is it on that side? There you are, and there is our letter Z, if I can land my Pokeballs. Good thing I have extra Great Balls for this as well. But all right, off to the next one. Now, this next one is the letter N, and it says, if you look at the hint, 2 horns rising from the sea, which we obviously know means these because we've already seen them many times before, and all we need to look for is the letter N perched on one of the horns, kind of just hanging out. And there you are. So let's get that one next. 3 to go here in the Cobalt Coastlands. Now, this one is for letter R. It says, by the grave upon the cape. So this is the grave for Growlithe/Arcanine's dad. What we're going to want to do is we're going to just kind of turn around right here and just look down, and there you are. 2 more letters to go. And I did not mean to say, there you are as a pun. My bad, just because it's the letter R. All right, we're going to go get Q next, which is actually all the way over here. This is where things get a little tricksy on what I want to do first, but I think I'm going to go after Q next. Now, this next one, if we pay attention to it really quickly, it says, twin trees at the spring by the sea. Do not be confused. They are not talking about that little body of water down there. They instead mean the one up by Turnback Cave up at the top of this little crater area. So I know that can be a little bit confusing because there's technically two, but yeah. So we're going to want to head down on here, take a Basculegion all the way over, and on one of the trees, you might notice there is our unknown friend, and I missed him. There we go. All right. Now, for the last one, I'm going to be fast traveling on over to Fire Spit Island, which is the main reason why I decided not to go there first. Now, this one is for the letter B, and it says, turn your eyes up at the Volcano Island. So this one, it's a little harder to pin down exactly where you need to be looking. So what I would advise doing is just kind of using Braviary to sort of fly around this thing, if you can, that is. Just kind of fly around the volcano itself and just kind of look at it until you see the bee sticking out from the whole thing. You can't go directly over the lava. The game won't let you. So just kind of keep looking, and eventually you'll spot the little guy. But he's being a jerk. So he's right over here by the Alpha Ninetales, which is going to make this a whole lot more fun. And I would highly advise, if you can, using a jet ball to get this one. But there we go. That is it for the Cobalt Coastlands. And now off to the Coronet Highlands. Okay, so 3 of the 5 unknown are actually relatively close together. So we're going to be going after the 2 that are the most out of the way here first. Now, the first of these is over in the Celestica Ruins. Whoa, 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 as I was flying over there. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, another shiny. Okay, hold on. We're taking a pause in the middle of this video for this. Gotta take a pause. Oh my gosh, I heard it and I saw it. There we are. Oh my goodness, we got ourselves the 4th freaking shiny of this playthrough, a Luxio. Goodness me, I was not expecting that. I just heard a glint down below. The second I passed over, my gosh, that totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. Wasn't looking for that at all, but there we go. We got ourselves a shiny Luxio. Anyways, as we approach this area, you will see right here, it says on, I believe it's C, look to the, what is that? Look to the ruined pillars of Celestica. So I think we don't want to be in this section. We want to be down below in this particular spot. And there he is, right there, right there. We can see him hanging out. Come on, there we go. Perfect, got it. Landed exactly where I needed to land. And then let's just take out our great ball and catch this guy. And we also got the back strike because they don't really fight against that at all. All right, off to the next one, which is over in the Fabled Spring. Now this one for P says, among the flowers at the spring where fairies dwell. So we're going to want to go all the way down to the Fabled Spring, and we're going to want to look specifically for little fields of flowers. There's also another one of these things for us to grab, and I am going to grab this today because I might as well. I'm trying to get as many of these as possible before we eventually record that video going after the remainder of the wisps. 9 left in the Highlands. Now we're specifically looking for the grass, and if I can remember exactly where these flowers are. There they are, right there. Okay, so where all of the little Clefairy and the Clefable are at. Now, we want to look specifically for, and I'm trying to remember exactly in what spot this thing is. I might actually be on the wrong side of the river here. I think it's actually this one here. Yes, there you are. Let's catch that thing, and there we go. All right, 3 to go. So I'm actually going to be fast traveling back on over to the mountain camp for the rest of these. Okay, so our next one is here in Wayward Cave, which I went to from the mountains camp. And if we look at what it says an impasse in a cave adorned between by twin falls, excuse me. And I did not mean to do that. So there's actually no waterfalls in here, so just kind of ignore that. What you want to do is run over to this backside. That is the way out of Wayward Cave where those torches are at, over there on the far side. Head on back here. Just keep kind of following this area, and eventually you're going to come to a little dead end. And if you look, there it is, just kind of hanging out up on top. And that is our letter L. The last 2 are both over by the Ancient Quarry, so let's head on over there next. Now, we are directly above one of the entrances to the stone quarry, but if we actually look at the hint for this one, which is F, it says a stony outcrop over pools of mud on a it says on a mighty mountain. Excuse me, I can't read apparently. So if we look just kind of up here on the peaks, you will notice it kind of hanging out up there. I don't think I can actually, I did not mean to do that. I don't think I can reach it with my great balls, so let me use my jet ball there. Thank you. And that is F. But the other one is just directly down in the quarry, and this one is pretty simple to get to. So we're just going to kind of go down on inside. And this one, if we take a look, is the letter J, which says a nook within a quarry, which makes a lot of sense because this is in the stone quarry. Now, we need to kind of keep our eyes peeled for this one because it's pretty darn high up somewhere within the quarry itself. It's up on a wall, and I just got to kind of look around for it until I spot it. I know it's around here somewhere. I think it's actually on the opposite side from where I'm at. It's the other way you come in, but I could be wrong. Oh, I thought I just saw it there, but that was a crack in the wall. I know you're around here somewhere. What's up, Bronzong? Let's see. Where exactly are you? There you are. Okay, I knew you were up here somewhere, so let's chuck a jet ball at you. And that is the last of the unknown here in the Coronet Highlands. All that remains is those in the Alabaster Icelands. And if I take a look really quickly here, you will see we've got 6 left. So let's head on out. Now, there are 2 unknown that are within the Icebound Falls location. One of them is up above, and the other one is down below. Now, the first of these that we're going to be going after is at the very top. And if we take a look at the hint here, and I'm going to do that really quickly. This is for the letter Y. It says, scale the frozen falls. So this is the frozen falls here. And now we are going to gently make our way down like so. And there we go. Now all we need to do is catch this guy, and next we will be going after O. Okay, this next one is still technically within the Icebound Falls, but to access it, you need to go to Avalanche Slopes, and you need to dive down here into the hole. Now, once we get down here, we're going to take a look at the Pokédex entry, or the hint for it, and it says, 3 pillars in a world of ice. So, you're going to need to look for the cave that has 3 pillars within it. Well, this is the one. You can see the first pillar here, and then the other 2 as you get in here. There is an Alpha Frostlass that likes to hang out in here, so be on the lookout for that. But if we go around this pillar right here, we will see, right up at the top, there is our letter O. Now, we got 3 more to get. So let's next head off towards the Snowfall Hot Springs. All right, here we are. We're in the right place. Now let's take a look at this one. This is the exclamation point. It says a dead tree in the hot spring. So all we need to do is look at each of these trees and see which one is hiding our little unknown friend here. It's definitely going to be one of them, but we got to just figure out which one it is exactly. Roger, there you are. I see you. Just hanging up on this one from that branch. And let's catch him. Only 2 remain. Our next destination is going to be Avalug's Legacy. So this one is relatively simple in execution. All you have to do, we're going to be checking T here. It says, gaze down from atop the greatest glacial legacy, which is obviously the big one here in the center. And from there, we just need to kind of look down on all of the other pillars, although I can already see my little friend here. So you know what? I think I'm just going to fly directly to him, although I do seem to have missed my mark here. Let me try that again. See if we can send our way up here. There we go. And there is letter T. Right there. Okay, one last one remains, and it, if I remember correctly, is over in the Heart's Crag. Now, this one is a bit hard to kind of decipher, so you have to be really, present and aware to actually know what the heck the game is even talking about. This one says, the unusual stone staring across the snowfields. It's like, what unusual stone could they possibly be? There's a lot of unusual stones in the Alabaster Icelands. Well, the one they mean in particular is actually this one that is situated atop these 2 waterfalls. So what you want to do is you want to fly all the way over here, take Sneasler, climb all the way up, and right here at the very top of this entire thing, remember this is over by where that Alpha Gardevoir was at. Go around the rock, you can get a King's Leaf here for your troubles, and you can finally get the last of the unknown. And with that, guys, we are done. Every single unknown has been caught. And we can take a look. There they all are, complete and done. Do you need to catch all of them for the Pokedex? No, you only need to catch one of them, but I figured that I would at least show all of the locations. That is going to be it for this episode. I have no idea how short this episode is going to be once edited down. It could be 25 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. I know it's taken me 45 minutes to record all of this footage. I guess we'll just see, and we'll just have to deal with it as it is. Next episode, though, is we're going to be going after all of those wisps. And on top of that, I am going to be finally going after Giratina. It'll be the last of the Pokemon necessarily to complete the Pokedex before we take down the big boy himself. If you're wondering where are all of the requests going, when am I going to be doing those, that is going to be kind of its own separate section at the end of this entire series, just finishing off the rest of those. So do just bear with me, hang tight. It's all going to be coming in due time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.